Okay, so we're going to start using this robot right here, and this robot is integrated with this control panel right here. However, we are not controlling the main robotic arm with the with this HMI screen, but we're controlling other peripherals like the the light system and also the conveyor belts. So, what we have to do in here, it's only the instructor should be allowed to do this. We open the control panel by removing this lockout lockout tagout technique, which it's a lock that has a lockout tagout there, and then it just goes here, and then with the keys you are able to open this control box and then get into the main panel. This is how it is connected, and this panel has the ability um, re- to have a camera, and you only connect the camera to the USB host port in there, and it has to be a USB camera, and then you will see eventually that you have that option available on the main screen. So from here, we need to have these two cords connected. The black one corresponds to this control panel, and the orange one is 24-volt power supply at the end of the cage that provides power to the conveyor belts. So once we're here and that everything is connected, we activate this contact, the fans turn on and the Kinko PLC turns on, and also the power supplies with it. And now only the person with the key, the instructor, and whoever is the student who the instructor can borrow the key, is going to be able to release this button right here. So you insert the key, you release the button, and then you're able to power on the HMI, which is impossible if this button is pressed. So we release the button and then we power on the HMI, and we use the little pen here, the little stylus pen, to interact with the screen. So if we go to front panel, we can see a real live communication between these buttons and the HMI screen. If we go to stack light, the student can interact with this stack light. And we have two emergency buttons. One button here to stop any running condition, or this button right here, which works the same way. So once we activate this button, in case we have an emergency, we can deactivate the outputs and then release the button, and everything should be off, and we can troubleshoot whatever it is that we're working or dealing with. So now if we go to conveyor belt and we press the light instruction, you can see that we have some lights there, and we can run the conveyor belt, and one of the conveyor belts is running in one direction and the other conveyor is running in the opposite direction, because it's just the way they are placed inside the cage. Now, like we said before, if we have an emergency, we press this button, then we can deactivate our outputs, and everything remains off. If we press the button and we press the light, but we then release the button, then we have the light back again. Okay, so from here, what I wanted to show you too is that if we have the conveyor belts running and for some reason we want them to rotate in the opposite direction, we have this switch here, that it's a switch that will change the polarity and therefore the rotation of the conveyor belts. We just flip it to the side and we press this button again, and the conveyor belts will run in the opposite direction. And from there We just control the direction of the system. Now we can proceed to power on the robot. And so, assuming that everything works here as it is supposed to, what we need to do now is power on the robot. And we turn on this safety switch. And from here we turn on the robot like this. It has to be pointing to the on position. And then we press this button right here. So it's 1, 2, and 3. From here, the teach pendant is going to start turning on. And we turn the teach pendant on. We release this emergency button, and we only keep this one just for safety. Once the teach pendant is initialized, for this specific robot, there is a specific set of instructions you have to do in order to use the robot. But so you will see a screen similar like this, and what you have to do is you go to users, F2, and here on students you press F2, which is login. If you don't see the previous screen, you just go to menu, you go to next, and from here to set up passwords, and it should send you to this exact same screen. So here we press login, and then the password, it's A C C, and we press enter. Here you will see that we have an @ symbol before the student username, and that indicates that we are logging into the system. So similar to the other robots, we go to select, and then you will notice here that we don't have the commands here, but we can display them by pressing function, and then we go to next, and then we press on quick full menus, enter, and you'll see that all of our commands here yet to appear. So now we can create a program and follow all of these different commands. So we press F2, create, and here we put the name of the program as we have been doing previously. You cannot put numbers, and so A, B, C, and cool. So now about this specific robot, that's login. It's a major issue, and then here you have this error filter here. But for all of the robots and their pneumatic systems to work, you have to activate this little knob in here. So you just activate it. Like this is activated. If it's on the other way, then it's blocking the entrance of the air, and is deactivated. This is deactivated. This is activated, and we should always use this one. Okay. So after setting the connection here, we can always like increase or decrease the pressure depending on what we are trying to do with the robot. And if we go to menu and we go to aisle and we go to robot aisle, here you see these 4 different robot outputs. However, we only want to focus our sight in the first two robot outputs. So if we turn this on and we turn this on, that actually turns off the air supply at the end of the tool. And so the polarity is inverted, so take that on notice when you're creating a program. You should call these robot outputs for on when you want them to be off, and off when you want them to be on. That's something that was previously done on the robot, and well, it's just how it works. And so if we turn them off, you can hear the air. But this is mainly how the end of the arm tool works. So once we activate this end of arm tool by turning off the robot outputs 1 and 2, you can see that we can grab things with the end of arm tool, like for instance this box right here. And about creating your program, this works similar to as the other robots, so you shouldn't have a problem while doing that. But mainly the login for this robot is essential, and also the understanding of how this system works. Okay. There you go.